Hello, everybody. Welcome to Huff Goes to the Movies. My name is Eric Huffman II. Most people call me Huff. Some people know that I love going to the movies. Thor, Love and Thunder is in theaters now. I had a chance to see the film on its opening night, but I took a road trip over the weekend, so I didn't get a chance to record my review shortly after seeing the film. And then after seeing a lot of the criticism against this film, both from my friends that I saw the film with and online, I wanted to get a second look at the film to see if my initial reaction, which was mostly positive, to see if that would hold up. And now that I've seen the film a second time, I can say confidently that I really enjoy this film. This film finds Thor having to battle with Gorr the God Butcher, played by Christian Bale. Gorr feels that he was led astray by the gods that he worships, and so now he has made this vow to go across the universe, slaying all the deities in existence. And now Thor must team up with Valkyrie, who is now the king of Asgard, Korg, once again voiced by the director, Taika Waititi, and an unlikely companion, his ex-girlfriend, Jane Foster, who now wields his former hammer, Mjolnir, and she now has the powers of Thor. So they now must team up and find a way to stop Gorr the God Butcher from slaying all the gods. The first thing that I want to say about this film, I have seen a lot of criticism about the film being too silly. I suppose that your mileage may vary when it comes to humor. For myself, I found myself enjoying more of the jokes than not enjoying them. I think that the comedy hits more than it misses. I think it makes for a pretty breezy watch. It's less than 2 hours of a runtime even, so pretty short compared to the standards that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has set as of late. So on that end, I just think it's an entertaining watch. But as far as the depth or the substance of the story, I have seen a lot of people saying that they wish that the story had a little bit more to it. And I think that is mainly because of what is, in my opinion, the weakest component of the film, which is the character of Gorr the God Butcher. Now, Christian Bale, I think, elevates the material that he is given. I think that he does a good job with what he's given, but I just don't think he's given enough. But I would say that is balanced out by the fact that where this film is trying to hit thematically, I think that it actually works out pretty well. Thor and Gorr are sort of juxtaposed along the theme of the danger of meeting your heroes. In fact, there's a line that Thor actually gives in the movie about never meeting your heroes. And I won't say too much about how the plot addresses that theme, but I will say that when comparing the journey of Thor and Gorr throughout this film, I think that the film does a really good job of showing how certain things that happen in your life and certain disappointments that come in your life, how different people respond to that and the journey that sends them on. Again, I'm trying not to say too much because I want to encourage people to see the film for themselves and make up their own mind. But I think that this film has a lot more going on than people are giving it credit for. I think that this is a much more heartfelt film than a lot of people are giving it credit for. And outside of its themes of, never meet your heroes, I think that this film also provides some much needed depth and substance and chemistry to the relationship between Thor and Jane Foster. In my previous reviews for Thor and Thor the Dark World, I remarked how the moments between Thor and Jane tended to be the weakest in those films. I think that this film grounds their relationship in something that is relatable and something that the audience can be engaged with, and in something that, as the film progresses, you can start to root for them as a couple or as a former couple, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I think that Natalie Portman works well with the material here. I think that her sort of awkward characterization of Jane Foster is a good fit for Taika Waititi's brand of comedy. I really like how they differentiate Thor and Jane in their action scenes. So it's not just about the fact that they both have these superpowers, but the way in which they use their weapons, the way in which they use their powers. There are some distinct differences between them. And I think that makes for a really fun, entertaining watch. I mean, it's just a really good group of characters to follow. And we get to see all different corners of the universe. We get to see the gods in Omnipotent City. We get to go to the Shadow Realm. We get to sort of travel the Bifrost through outer space. And we go to some other places that I won't spoil for people who haven't seen the film. But all in all, I found Thor Love and Thunder to be a very good watch, to be a very entertaining watch. And while, once again, a villain in a Marvel movie is not given enough material to make a lasting impression, I think that the performer that they got for that villain elevates the material. That's a plus. And I think that thematically, this film resonated with me almost more than any of the other Thor films. And that's not me saying that I think that this film is the best of the Thor films, but just where this film concludes, I found that to be a bit more powerful than we've seen with any of the other Thor films, and arguably with any of the other films that we've gotten in this phase of the MCU. But again, I don't say that to be comparing the films as, you know, as we are prone to do when it comes to these things. But really, that's all that I want to say about Thor Love and Thunder. If you have not seen the film, I personally recommend it. I had a very good time with it both times that I saw it. I think that this film can really hit people in the feels. And, you know, I'm always down for a movie that can make you feel something. So hats off to Taika Waititi. I think that he found a good way to sort of differentiate this film from his previous film, Thor Ragnarok. I'm curious if he will continue with the Thor franchise now. I mean, he seems to be so busy as a filmmaker, and I think that Marvel is trying to find ways to switch it up with the people that they have telling these stories. But those are decisions that they will make, and I don't really have much influence in that at all. So if he wants to come back, I welcome it. But I do understand if they decide to go with another filmmaker going forward. But once again, if you have not already, I would encourage that you subscribe to the channel. If you know anybody out there who's looking for film-related content, please do share this with them. Hit the like if you like. Comment and leave a message below. Do you agree or disagree with my take on Thor Love and Thunder? You don't have to spoil anything to back that up. My name is Eric Huffman II. Most people call me Huff. Stay sweaty, my friends. I will see you at the movies.